Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, some figgy pudding, so bring us some figgy pudding. So bring us some figgy pudding and bring it right here. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. We won't go until we get some. So bring it right here. We all like our figgy pudding. We all like our figgy pudding. We all like our figgy pudding. And all its good cheers. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I saw that.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
And Santa was right, as he usually is. The fog was as thick as a soda's white fizz. He tangled in treetops again and again, and barely missed hitting a huge, speeding plane. Just not getting lost needed all Santa's skill, with street signs and numbers were more difficult still. He still made good speed with much twisting and turning, as long as the street lamps and house lights were burning. At each house, first checking what people might live there, he quickly picked out the right presents to give there. But lights will be out after midnight, he said, for even those parents have then gone to bed. Because it might wake them, a match was denied him. Oh my, how he wished for just one star to guide him. In dark streets and houses old Santa did poorly. He now picked presents more slowly, less surely. He really was worried, for what would he do if folks started waking before he was through? Not a good thing to wake before Santa Claus.
No.
No, kills all the magic. The night was still foggy and not at all clear when Santa arrived at the home of the deer. Onto the roof with the clouds all around it, he searched for the chimney and finally found it. The room he came down was blacker than ink. He went for a chair, but it turned out a sink. The first reindeer bedroom was so very black, he tripped on the rug and burst open his pack. So dark, he had to move close to the bed and peek very hard at the sleeping deer's head before he could choose the right kind of toy, a doll for a girl or a train for a boy, a long time ago. Oh. There he is with his pack, all just sitting there, and all the toys around him. Poor Santa. He's not having a good night. But all this took time and filled Santa with gloom while feeling his way through the next reindeer's room. The door he just opened, when to his surprise, a soft, glowing, red-colored light met his eyes. The lamp wasn't burning. The light came instead from something that lay at the head of the bed. So, what do you think? What do you think was laying there? What would you suppose? Rudolph, that's right. Good guess. It was Rudolph the Red-Nosed. So this room was easy. This one little light let Santa pass quickly the gifts that were right. There he is, Rudolph's glowing little nose there. How happy he was till he went out the door. The rest of the house was as black as before. So black that it made every step a dark mystery. And then came the greatest idea in all history. He went back to Rudolph and started to shake him, of course very gently, in order to wake him. And Rudolph could barely believe his own eyes. You can just imagine his joy and surprise at seeing who stood there. And you, he told Rudolph, may yet save the day. Your bright shining nose, son, can show us the way. I need you, young fellow, to help me tonight, to lead all my dear on the rest of our flight. And Rudolph broke into such a big grin, it almost connected his ears to his chin. He scribbled a note to his folks in a hurry. I've gone to help Santa, he wrote. Do not worry. Said Santa, meet me in my sleigh on the lawn. You'd stick in the chimney. And fash, he was gone. So Rudolph pranced out through the door very gay and took his proud place at the head of the sleigh. It's kind of peek and see him there, but he'll get there. The rest of the night, well, what would you guess? Old Santa's idea was a brilliant success. And brilliant was almost no word for the way that Rudolph directed the deer and the sleigh. In spite of the fog, they flew quickly and low, and made such good use of the wonderful glow that shone out from Rudolph at each intersection that not even once did they lose their direction. At all of the houses and streets with a sign on them, the sleigh flew real low so Rudolph could shine on them. To tell who lived where and just what to give to whom, they'd stop by each window and peek into the room. Old Santa knew always which children were good and minded their parents and ate as they should. So Santa would pick out the gift that was right with Rudolph close by, making just enough light. It all went so fast that before it was day, the very last present was given away. The very last stocking was filled to the top, just as the sun was preparing to pop. I love this. The boy's sleeping and he has a poster of Superman up above his head. And he has Harry Potter glasses on his nightstand. The sun woke the reindeer in Rudolph's hometown. They found the short message that he'd written down, then gathered outside to await his return, and were they surprised and excited to learn that Rudolph, the ugliest deer of them all, Rudolph the red-nosed, bashful and small, the funny-faced fellow they always called names and practically never allowed in their games, was now to be envied by all, far and near, for no greater honor can come to a deer than riding with Santa and guiding his sleigh on the #1 job on the #1 day. Oops. There they are, all waiting for him. The sleigh and its reindeer soon came into view, and Rudolph still led them as downward they flew. Oh my, was he proud as they came to a landing, right where his handsome playmates were standing. Revenge is sweet. The same deer who used to do nothing but tease him would now have done anything only to please him. They felt even sorrier that they had been bad when Santa said, Rudolph, I never have had a deer quite so brave or so brilliant as you, in fighting black fog and steering me through. By you last night's journey was actually boss. Without you, I am certain we'd all have been lost. I hope you'll continue to keep us from grief on future dark trips as Commander-in-Chief. Rudolph just blushed from his head to his toes till all of his fur was as red as his nose. The crowd first applauded, then started to screech, Hooray for our Rudolph, and we want a speech! But Rudolph, still bashful, despite being a hero, was tired. His sleep on the trip totaled 0. So that's why his speech was quite short and not bright. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. And that's why, whenever it's foggy and gray, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed who guides Santa's sleigh. Be listening this Christmas, but don't make a peep, because that late at night, children should be asleep. The very first sound that you'll hear on the roof, that is, if there's fog, will be Rudolph's small hoof. And soon after that, if you're still as a mouse, you may hear a swish as he flies round the house and shines enough light to give Santa a view of you and your room. And when they're all through, may hear them call as they drive out of sight, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Alright guys, so I'm in the hotel room and I already inserted a photo up here next to my hotel bed, and it's of redcoats playing drums like in the colonial era. Well, it's reenactors obviously, but it's really cool. Yeah. I'm not going to show you the hotel room, but I just like this. My bed is really comfortable. So after we went to Sturbridge Village, we went to Applebee's, and I had salmon, garlic mashed potatoes, and broccoli. My grandfather had mashed potatoes with shrimp and broccoli, and then Mom, what did you have? My mother had a salad, and then my grandmother had wonton tacos, which are basically like Chinese tacos. And then, yeah. At Old Sturbridge Village, it was fun. We got hot cocoa. Well, I did, but my mother got coffee. And we saw a tree laying ceremony, and we saw gingerbread houses, and we got to vote on which one we thought was the best. Sorry, my hair is all messed up. I'm about ready to get ready for bed, but so yeah, so we voted on which one we thought was the best. I thought number 45 was the best, which is if you saw the house in real life and you saw the actual gingerbread house of the replica, you would like it too. But yeah, I'm just so excited that we got to do it. Yeah, and we got to try in one of the houses. We got to try Puerto Rican shortbread, and I love that too. So you know, you can't go wrong with that. I thought it tasted a little bit like my great grandmother's shortbread recipe, but my grandparents and my mother's like, no, it tastes nothing like her shortbread recipe. But I don't know. That just might have been my taste buds. I don't know though. But yeah, so I'm like, I gotta vlog this. I'm like, I got a few good video clips and mostly pictures. But yeah, the hotel room is a pretty decent size, not too big, not too small. Yeah. And my grandparents' hotel room is downstairs. We're in 231 on the second floor. They're on the first floor in 131. Fun fact, it's my first time staying in a hotel room as a teenager, and I have never stayed on the lobby floor. Have you ever stayed on the lobby floor? No, me neither. Yeah, I've never stayed in the hotel room on the lobby floor, but on the first floor. And then downstairs there's a fitness center and stuff like that, but yeah. And then there's also a pool room, but I didn't bring my bathing suit because it's winter. But I mean, I know it's inside, but like, who wants to do it in winter? But you know, it is what it is. Yeah. But I will see you guys in the morning. Alright, well, it is 1:42. To work at 3, so I have to get ready in a little while. But I did bring home a gold coin, but it's not made of real gold. It's a quarter. And on the back it says Maryland 1788. The old line state 2001, and then something under that, but I can't read it. That's all I could read. This is the coin. This it was at what used to be a bank. And then here were all the list of happenings throughout the village. Yeah, I loved it. It was so nice and so neat. And then here is also inside. Here was a map of where all the buildings in the village are. So, yeah. I had a great time. I know I said I'd film in the morning, but we had things to do. So we left the hotel at like 10:15. We went down to meet my grandparents in the lobby for breakfast at 8:30. My grandmother and my grandparents had eggs. I had cut up kielbasa, flavored water, cranberry juice, and a waffle for breakfast. It was really good. The rest of them had tea or coffee. But I don't know if my grandmother had tea or coffee, but I think she might have had juice or whatever. She might have had tea. No, wait, she did have tea. And then my grandfather had coffee. My mother had coffee. My grandmother, fun fact, my grandmother used to like coffee, but she doesn't anymore. She drinks tea. I liked coffee and tea, but I don't drink coffee. I only drink coffee once in a great while, whether it's on Christmas. I usually drink, if I'm going to drink coffee, I might drink it on Christmas morning for special. Like, it has to be decaf. Because I could grow like another inch or two, but I don't know. So, yeah. I'm going to, just say I had a fun time. Sorry for not filming this morning. I was busy. And then after we left the hotel, took us an hour to get back home. It was still in Massachusetts, but it was like in the middle of my home state. We had to go to like towards the western part of the state to get there. But it was really fun. I'd do it again. Yeah. Yeah, so I had a really fun time. I'm so excited to just be home. I haven't been home in over 24 hours, so it's good to be home. Because I was out all day yesterday because I went to school yesterday, and then went from the school to the hotel, and then from the hotel to the village, from the village to dinner, and then back from dinner to the hotel. And then I went to Lunch Crafters after we left the hotel this morning because my mother had to get new lenses for her glasses. So that's what we did. And then we went into a local coffee shop in the center of my hometown, and we split a double chocolate cookie, and my mother had a latte and I had a hot cider. But yeah, it was a good overnight trip. Like I said, I would do it again. Just not till next year because it only happens once a year, but it starts after Thanksgiving. And I'm so excited that I got to do it because I've always wanted to do it for a couple of years now, and I've just never gotten around to it. But, things happen. Yeah. So I will see you guys on my next vlog. And tomorrow, this old Sturbridge Village video will be up. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.